Welcome back everybody to Pedal Down 4x4, and still the cleanup episode, but today we have a whole lot of disappointment and I will show you guys why. So real quick, the microphone, this wire thing, I don't know, it keeps making a bunch of static, so I have I'm not even sure what kind of mic this is. Hopefully the audio comes out pretty well. I did a couple tests and you can hear myself, so I guess it's pretty good. But look what we got in. So this is the radiator that I ordered for the truck. However, it's gotten like smashed in on the core, so yeah, I'm returning this. I'm gonna return that and just get a new one. They're gonna warranty it. They're gonna send me out a new radiator, so I'm not gonna put in that one, so that kind of sucks, but I'm gonna go ahead and repackage it into the box. However, we did get some other things, and Rough Stuff finally contacted me back, and turns out they're not gonna have these until May, which sucks. So I ordered these guys off of Amazon. They're a little bit different, but they should suit our purpose pretty well. I also got in some gussets from Trail Gear. I guess I can show you guys those gussets. Yeah, so sorry if the audio seems a bit off. I've just been having a lot of issues with the mic. Yeah, got some of these pretty cool web gussets, so those should be pretty cool. What else did I get? Oh, we got intercooler piping. So the intercooler piping came in. That's this guy right here. But let's take a look at our list here. So today I wanted to do the radiator. Can't do that now. Can't really do the intercooler piping until we get the radiator in, as well as the coilover brace, alignment, torque check, and then bleeding all the brakes, steering, exhaust. So I think I want to try and get this coilover brace done hopefully today. This is Saturday, so let me set you guys up. Okay. Oh, this is gonna suck. Alright, so the plan is to put the pipes that come all the way through here and they come down. I'm not sure if I'm gonna have enough room to get it down there and clear everything, so I think we have a straight pipe right over that, and I just don't know how this is gonna sit. This side's a little bit more straightforward. You can pretty much do a straight run, caulk it down, and then do another bend, and it'll match up down here, like somewhere down yonder. But yeah, so what I think I'm gonna do is I have this like little, it's like basically it's a wire. I'll set you guys up here so it's a little bit easier, and hopefully this mic can pick me up from this far. But I have this is like a wire inside of this green foam. We use this to tie up like brake calipers and whatnot. But what I'm gonna try and do is I'm gonna try and get the bend, so if I need like a bend this way, and then a bend this way, and then a bend this way, and then I can kind of match that up in the truck to give me a rough idea of what I need to do. I'm also gonna go off of measurements, but this will give me more of a general idea of where the bends need to be. I'm not a professional fabricator, so I'm sure there's better ways to do this, but this is my way, so we're gonna do it my way. I'm gonna get to bending up this stuff, and then I'm gonna move the 80 series out, and then I'm gonna pull out the bender, and I'm gonna start bending up some pipe. Okay, so I think I figured out the issue. I think it's actually the media mod case that this GoPro is on right now. That's what's like messed up. I'm not sure. I keep looking at the audio because I'm using a lavalier, I think that's what it's called, mic, but it's just on top of the GoPro. But it looks like I have it working right now. But check this out. Now that is mint, boys. Clears everything. Believe it or not, that was the first shot. No measurements. That I never get that lucky. I mean, I did measure, but I didn't measure that well. I kind of did the it's about there, it's about here. So looks pretty good. What I'm gonna do now is I need to install the bungs. Now I'm gonna put the nicer bungs from Rough Stuff on the top, and then I'll put these other shittier ones on the bottom. So the plan is I'm going to put a tube on the bottom, get that tube welded in, and then put that bung on it, and then we're going to tack weld this guy on. But that's how this pipe is going to sit right now on the truck. I'm going to get everything tack welded on, and then I'll go on to the driver's side and make that one. That one looks like it'll be a little bit simpler because we kind of have a straight shot. It'll just come down and then basically just straight down. It'll kind of snake right through here, which is probably be the toughest part. And then I might make a piece that comes over this top part and connects both of them together. But yeah, sorry for all the audio issues. I am thinking about getting a new camera and stuff, but it's gonna cost a lot of money. So yeah, for now we're just gonna deal with this lavalier mic thing, and hopefully the audio catches pretty good. So I'm gonna get to bending, or I'm gonna get to tack welding this guy on, and then I'm gonna move on to doing the driver's side, and I'll show you guys the results, and then hopefully we'll be all good. So I'll see you guys in a bit. Okay, what's up guys? So we got the first tube mounted in, just tack welded into place. It's the tube is cut in half on the bottom and it hugs the frame. So it's pretty much about as close as I can get it in here, leaving me just enough room for this top intercooler pipe and the intercooler piping over there. Obviously I tried to mirror it on this side, however, because of certain things in the way, most vehicles aren't going to be symmetrical right on both sides. There's going to be a slight bit of difference. So I ended up being able to get this pipe about as close as I can. If I can get this guy to sit where I want it to sit, it's about as close as I can get it to where I want it to be. It's gonna mount down there where the steering box mounts, so you can kind of see it's gonna sit a little bit higher up like that. But yeah, so that's pretty much gonna be the cradle, I guess, or like the tie-ins to the frame to make everything. Sorry, I'm trying not to hit the mic right now because I don't know how well this is gonna end up, but that's pretty much the cradle gonna be done. I'm gonna go ahead and tack these guys, or tack the driver's side in. I don't think I'm gonna make the crossover tube because I think where the hood's gonna come down, it's gonna contact the tube if I try to make it go over. That, and I think it's gonna be more of a pain in the ass to try and take it off because you have 4 points of contact that have to be perfect. So I'm not that good of a fabricator or a welder, so we're gonna just do two. It's already just like this already. I can already tell it's way stronger. There's like no flex and it's just tacked in. So I'm gonna tack in the other side, and then after that we'll get full welds on the pipe, bolt everything back up, and then we'll basically be ready for paint, which I'm not sure what color I want to, there we go. I'm not sure what color I want to paint that. I'm kind of thinking something a little vibrant just to make it pop. I'm gonna go with straight chrome intercooler piping. The gold tape is it's got a little tacky to me, so I'm gonna go full chrome on the pipe, and I'm thinking maybe a red, like how I painted the supercharger on the 4Runner red. So I'm thinking about doing a red, but I'm gonna tack this guy into place, cut out the length for this guy to make room for it, and then I'm gonna go ahead and mount the other tube, and then the cradle will be done, or engine coilover brace cradle thing, it'll be done. And that's a massive pain in the ass. It's out of my way, so I'm gonna go ahead and do that, and then I will check in with you guys a little later. I did pick up lunch, so I'm gonna tack this, eat lunch, and then I'm gonna come back, and then we'll burn everything in. The top tube is so rusty already because it's been sitting there for so long, so I need to wire wheel that whole thing off, and we'll paint it after. But yeah, I like the way it came out. I really dig this pipe. This pipe came out perfect. Like you literally, a pinky can fit here and a credit card can fit there, so it's about as perfect as I can get it with my abilities. So yeah, I'm pretty stoked. But yeah, I'll see you guys in a little bit. I'm gonna go on to tack welding this stuff up. Okay, so I'm about to go to eat lunch, but got the other pipe in down there. It's tacked into place. But as you can see, it's about as symmetrical as I can get it. I mean, obviously I can't push it further there because the supercharger is sitting right there. Maybe when I go back to a stock manifold, pull the supercharger off, I could go ahead and move this pipe in, but for now that'll be good. I did take in consideration that intercooler pipe, so I'm thinking it'll come out, wrap around here, and it'll come out this way. Oh, sorry. It'll wrap around here, come around the pipe, and come up. I had to give myself just enough room for that. I was gonna go next to the alternator and bring it down closer, but I wasn't. It looked like a pain to get a welder in there, so I decided to move it more this way, which is pretty much in line with that other one. It's pretty perfect. The piping is basically identical. However, this one does swoop down a little bit more, so it does look a little bit different, but that's how I was saying. It is a pain sometimes to get these things symmetrical because engine bays aren't symmetrical. You have different things in different size. I had to work on a turbo intercooler piping, and on this side I had to work on a supercharger and intercooler piping. So, you know, made my life harder with the supercharger, but it is what it is. But I definitely dig it. That is pretty much the final product of what it's gonna look like. It's so much stronger, and even though it's just tack welded on, it's all just tack welded, and this whole thing doesn't even budge. So I'm gonna go eat lunch, and then maybe I can put you guys on a time lapse of welding for a long time. Definitely gonna get the cage done today, and then we can paint it another day. I have to send that radiator back in. I'm gonna get a new one, and I can't really do the intercooler piping until I know where the radiator is. I would put that radiator back. I would put that radiator back into the truck, but I don't want to like bolt it in, and they're gonna be like, "Oh well, you bolted it in. You know, it wasn't damaged." I'm like, bro, you guys put a big hole in my radiator. So I'll just do the intercooler piping another day. But yeah, that is pretty much the coilover brace done. So I'm gonna go eat, and then I'll throw you guys a time lapse, show you guys some welding, and then we'll wrap it up for this video. Oh wow, that was a pain to weld on the truck to get up there, but welded just the tops on this side and whatever I could get to down there on each side. And then what I'm gonna do now is I'm gonna let this cool down completely, and then I'm gonna pull the pipes off and then finish the underside of the welds. But yeah, that's pretty much gonna be it for the engine cross member brace thing. I was gonna use these gussets from Trail Gear, but really I can't really use them because they're, you know, you can take these off. So if I were to weld this into place, then you wouldn't be able to take it off. But I'll probably just keep these because I can definitely use gussets for something else later on. Other than that, yeah, it's, I mean, this thing, like the whole thing moves, just doesn't even budge at all. So that's pretty dope. But I think for now, I'm just gonna let this guy cool off completely. I'm gonna unbolt everything, and then I'll finish welding it off the truck. And then that way, it's just an easier weld to get to, because I can get to pretty much every single weld when I pull off the bars. So yeah, that's gonna basically be it for the cross member part. So I guess I'll just continue this video on next week, because I can't do the intercooler piping or the radiator yet. So once I get the radiator in, I can put that in, and as well as the intercooler, and then I can do all the piping. Yeah, I'll see you guys later.